Good evening. Thank you for having me back again. So just a brief update on where we're at. So last time we spoke in November, talked about, we had the 8th grade student assemblies, we had the Sacramento team come down, so a lot of the big push in the recruitment piece. And so now we do have one more parent information night. It will be this Thursday night at Olympic Hall in the Palmo High School at 6 o'clock from 6 to 7 to again get information out for any new prospective students and parents. And to also offer a little bit of new information that I'll share with you shortly a little bit tonight as well. So one more kind of, we were last chance information meeting prior to the deadline of January 12th for the registration of the applications. And so since that time, since the 8th grade assemblies and the student recruitment and that sort of piece, there's been a group of Roy Grant High School administrators, the Palmo High School administrators, Andy Stinson, Barbara Lococo, and myself looking at a number of things, including master scheduling, those sort of things, and also looking at just the great response we've had and the number of applicants and demand that's really been evident in a number of students filling applications and interest and questions and all those sort of things. And so looking at all those things, I'm happy to say that we're going to open it up to 150 spots. So in the fall of 2012, we will open up to 150 freshmen. We will do it with 6 teachers, and so we'll add a social studies component to it, which is very common. Many new techs run one of their combination classes is English and social studies, and so we can do the same thing as well. So that'll allow us to basically accommodate the desire and need that is out there, including students that are outside our district. So we'll allow those students, hopefully, that are outside our district to be able to come in and be part of what we have going on in this district as well. So that's exciting news. So kind of give you some update about that. And so like I said, we'll start in fall 2012 with 150 students. We'll have 6 teachers and looking at some master scheduling, some bell scheduling issues. And so in doing that, it looks like tentatively we'll be able to have the same starting and ending time as the Palmo High School. So we'll start at 7:45 and end at 2:45. And so that will make for, it's conducive to working with the Palmo in terms of for PE. So in your handout that I believe you had, I've given you a sample schedule. So again, it's a tentative sample schedule, but it kind of gives you an idea of what things will probably look like. And so again, this is working with Michelle Johnson and Tria Lawrence at Palmo High School, Con Bowers at Roy Grant High School, Barbara Lococo, Andy Stinson, and myself in doing this. And so at this point, we're looking at we'd be able to have PE. Our students would go to PE first period at Palmo High School, which would allow myself and our teachers to have first period common prep every day, which is instrumental in helping to start a new school. Talking with other new tech principals, having common prep is a very big advantage to have our teachers for that collaboration, staff meetings, and getting through the business that we will have at hand at opening a new school. And so we'll have first period PE for all our students at Palmo High School. And then you would look at basically combined courses. So again, this is a tentative schedule. We'd have something probably like biology and digital media arts combined together. You could have, we would have English and social studies combined together. And then math and Spanish would not be combined as a combo course, but they would be other 2 courses that are in there. And so at this point, probably looking at Algebra 1 and Geometry. And again, some of this will be prefaced on once our students are identified, what math they're eligible for and tailoring it to that, but having math and Spanish in there as well. And so we would run, other than PE, so PE is on the Palmo schedule, which is about a 58-minute period. We would run 95-minute block courses, which is very common. Many new techs run a block course, especially when you talk about combined courses in integrated project-based learning. They will tell you in talking with like the Da Vinci Middle School that it's not on block. Very difficult to do project-based learning on block. So luckily, we will be able to run block. And so we'll run 95-minute blocks, also have a 25-minute advisory built in, and then a standard 30-minute lunch and a 10-minute break. So basically the same as at the other 2 high schools as well. And so that's a tentative bell schedule, kind of master schedule that we have at this point. And so that's nice for me, being a principal, to have that kind of a piece at least, some little bit of peace of mind to be working on that. And so then as the teachers get identified and credentialing issues and such, then we can really start hammering out, and also students be identified as well on their needs and what they want to start really having some tangible things start happening as we get closer to that August date of opening the school. And so with that, that's kind of the latest update with that, as I said, there'll be one more parent information night this Thursday night. I'll share some of that information as well, but also review some of the information that's been before, because I'm sure there will be some people that haven't seen the presentations or may not know a lot about New Tech. So hopefully get them caught up to speed, because it is an important decision for those parents and students to make. Some other items going on with Central Coast New Tech. So working with the New Tech Network in terms of the agreement with the district, and so that Superintendent Hogan will bring that to you in the January, I believe it's January 13th, is your next board meeting for approval, the agreement to move on with the network. We're also forming an advisory committee with the network, and so that'll be made of principal stakeholders. So there's also a handout on the back, I believe, of the one that you have that shows tentative members of that advisory committee. So that allows us to get input from all various stakeholders on many things that we have, business we have to cover with opening a new school. So we get their input on to make sure that we have their concerns addressed, and so that we can involve everybody that needs to be involved in getting business done and doing it right. And so we're tentatively scheduled to have our first meeting on the 12th, next Monday, with those people to get the conversation going on all the things we have to do in opening the school. And so that'll get started. Also included in your handout should be an updated timeline. And so some of the things are pretty much the same. So you can see it has our information, parent information night that we have this Thursday. Then there'll be the application deadline of January 12th and the lottery to January 19th. And then we're going to have a 8th grade orientation night about mid-March. And so I'm working with Michelle Johnson. We're going to have it at Nepoma High School, so we're working with her and scheduling that facility. But basically that's to correlate with the other two comprehensive high schools in their 8th grade orientation nights, and so our students can participate in the same thing. And so I'm working with Tim Preciado, who's the Director of New School Development, and will be assigned to our site to come up and work with me and my staff and work with the parents and so on, some echo, and basically give them that feel that 8th graders and those parents would have when they come to Royal Grady High School and Nepoma High School's parent orientation night. So we'll have basically something similar about the middle of March to do that, and then be going out to meet with the 8th graders. When the counselors do that for HE or Royal Grady High School, we'll be going out to those middle schools, which is basically a week after that or so, when they do their registrations for 9th grade year. And so you can see on the updated timeline that's reflected. And so that's where we're at this point.
Does anyone from the board have questions for Mr. Neff? Ms. Coachman?
I have two questions. If it wasn't necessary to have the school mascot and colors decided before school opened, I just thought that might make a nice additional project for the kids.
It'll actually be something on that mid-March that we'll probably start working with those parents and students that are there. They can start surveying, or we'll start having them work with school colors, school mascot. I would like, obviously this will be a discussion with my staff and those students, but I would like maybe like a digital media class, one of the first projects, start working on a mascot or designing the logo on this piece. But I very much want, as our students are identified and the parents and the staff, to start having some tangible thing comes out of what are our school colors, start building those cultural pieces so that we carry that momentum basically into the start of school. So yeah, that will be something that we'll be looking at.
And then my second question was, it's been a while since one of my own kids was a freshman, but I'm trying to remember what kind of social studies class was offered to freshmen, and so like what would their transcript show that you got credit for?
So it depends. In terms of Nepoma and Roy Grady High School, freshmen traditionally don't take social studies. They start as their sophomore year in world history, but there are geography courses. In fact, Sacramento New Tech has their English and social studies. They call it iWorld, which is a pretty cool concept. And so freshmen can take geography, or they can start world history and just get it a year ahead. And so that'll be something as the staff gets identified that will work out. But very common amongst New Tech staff that freshmen get social studies, English, basically for the 4 years through. They run that combination. Not all, but a lot do.
Geography would be awesome. Yeah. Our kids are lacking.
And if you talk to many social studies teachers, there's gaps in what they get tested on, what they have. They would love more time and have our kids be exposed to geography and other social studies concepts more than they currently can get exposed to.
Okay, sounds good. Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you.
And anyone who can come on
Thursday night,
Thursday
6
night,
o'clock.
I'm sure you'd appreciate the support.
What time Thursday night?
So 6 to 7 at Olympic